Every single week, a brand new truck rolls off the lot with a 12-inch touchscreen, a suite of driver assist cameras, lane keep assist, automatic emergency braking, and a monthly payment that would make your grandfather faint. Base price on a 2026 F-150. $40,000 before you add a single option. The average real-world transaction, once people start clicking boxes, pushes past $55,000. And here's the thing, nobody at the dealership is going to tell you. A growing group of drivers is quietly opting out of that entire game. They're buying trucks that are roughly 20 years old, and they're doing it on purpose. Not because they can't afford new, because they ran the numbers and realized the modern truck is one of the most expensive decisions you can make in 2026. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly which trucks they're buying, exactly why, and whether this move actually makes financial sense, or whether it's just nostalgia dressed up as strategy. Let's call this the pre-screen loophole. Here's what that means. In May of 2018, the federal government mandated that every new vehicle sold in the United States must come equipped with a rear-view backup camera. That one regulation didn't just add a camera, it pulled the entire industry into an era of mandatory tech integration. Automakers couldn't just bolt on a camera in isolation. The camera needs a display. The display needs a head unit. The head unit connects to the infotainment system. The infotainment system connects to navigation, phone mirroring, driver alerts, and a growing stack of software that requires sensors, modules, and wiring harnesses that didn't exist 20 years ago. What does that mean for you as a buyer in 2026? It means that the moment something goes wrong inside that system, and eventually something will, you are looking at repair bills that routinely crack $1,000 for what amounts to a screen problem. A pre-2005 truck has none of that. 0 screens mandated by law. 0 camera modules. 0 sensor arrays feeding into a central computer. The mechanical systems on those trucks are largely diagnosable with a scan tool any mechanic in the country already owns. And the parts are not only cheap, they are everywhere. But here's where it gets even more interesting. And this is the part most people completely miss. It's not just the repair costs that change when you go old. It's what you owe the government every year just to drive the thing. And that is where the real money is hiding. In the majority of US states, emissions testing only applies to vehicles within a certain age range. Once a truck crosses roughly 25 years, it is frequently exempt from testing requirements entirely. The exact threshold varies by state, so look up your own rules, but the pattern holds broadly. Even within the testing window, trucks built before certain model years use simpler engine management systems. The early 2000 trucks ran on second-generation OBD systems, onboard diagnostic second generation, which means a mechanic can pull codes, diagnose, and fix the issue without specialized factory software. Modern trucks increasingly require dealer-level diagnostic tools that most independent shops simply do not have. That difference in repairability is not academic. It translates directly to the labor rate on your bill and the number of shops willing to even look at your truck. The older truck gives you options. The newer one narrows them. And then there's registration. In states like Michigan and Virginia, registration fees are calculated based on a vehicle's original manufacturer, suggested retail price, or its current value. A truck originally priced at $14,000 in 2004 is going to generate a dramatically lower annual registration fee than a truck priced at $55,000 in 2026. We're talking the difference between roughly $50 to $150 a year versus $250 or more every single year, compounding over the life of your ownership. That gap adds up fast, and most buyers never think about it until the first renewal bill arrives. Now, and this is the part that separates the smart buyers from the people who just got excited about saving money and made a bad call. Not every 20-year-old truck is a smart buy. The research here matters, and if you skip this part, you will get burned. Let's talk specifically about which trucks from this era actually hold up, and which ones will cost you more than you saved. The Chevrolet Silverado from the GMT 800 platform. That's the generation running from 1999 through 2006. Built around the 5.3-liter Vortec V8, is one of the most documented high-mileage survivors in the American truck market. The iron block engine in those trucks is straightforward to rebuild. Parts are abundant, and owners have documented 250,000 to 300,000 miles on original engines with routine maintenance. The best model years from that run, according to reliability data, are 2004 and 2006. The 2000 and 2001 are worth avoiding, known issues there. But a clean 2004 Silverado with the 5.3, maintained service history, and no rust on the frame? That truck has years left in it and will cost you around $700 a year in average maintenance. That's compared to over $1,000 annually for the segment average on newer full-size trucks. Now here's the counterpoint you need to hear, because this is not a one-sided argument. The Ford F-150 from roughly 2004 through 2008 is a notably different story. That generation of F-150, built on Ford's 11th generation platform, is the most complained about F-150 generation in the model's entire history. The 5.4-liter Triton 5.8 in those years had documented spark plug failure problems. Plugs could blow out of the head or seize so tightly that removal required specialty tools and often caused engine damage in the process. Transmission failures were documented as early as 80,000 miles in some 2005 models. Over 2,000 complaints were filed with the NHTSA against the 2004 F-150 alone. So if someone is trying to sell you a 20-year-old F-150, ask specifically what engine is under the hood and pull the NHTSA complaint history before you hand over a dollar. The platform matters, the engine matters, the year matters. And we're not done yet. So what do smart buyers actually look for? The checklist is short but non-negotiable. Iron block engine, not aluminum, because iron is forgiving, rebuildable, and proven at high mileage. Service records, a truck with documented oil changes and fluid maintenance, is categorically different from one that has been neglected, no matter how clean the exterior looks. Frame inspection, a truck from a northern salt belt state with frame rust is a liability, and the same truck from a southern or western state with a clean frame is a different vehicle entirely. And pull the NHTSA database complaint history for the specific model year and engine combination. It's free, it takes 5 minutes, and it has saved buyers thousands of dollars. Now let's stack the full picture financially. A well-chosen 2004 Silverado 5.3 in decent shape is selling in the $6,000 to $12,000 range, depending on condition and mileage. Compare that to the $55,000 average real-world transaction on a new full-size truck. Even at a $12,000 purchase price, you're looking at a $43,000 gap before you count a single year of insurance, registration, or financing interest. Insurance. On an 8-year-old truck runs roughly 25% less than the same coverage on a new one. Liability-only coverage on an older paid-off truck with no lender requirements is even cheaper. And because the older truck carries no loan, there's no lender requiring you to carry comprehensive and collision coverage, which alone can shave hundreds of dollars per year off your annual cost. Over 5 years of ownership, those stacked savings are not a rounding error. They're a second vehicle. Here's the piece most people haven't considered. The 20-year-old truck isn't trying to be a luxury daily driver. It's a tool. It hauls. It tows. It gets from A to B without needing a software update. It doesn't have a 12-inch screen that costs $800 to replace when the digitizer fails. It doesn't have active fuel management solenoids that contaminate your oil when they stick. What it does have is a powertrain that any mechanic in any town in America can work on. Parts available at every auto parts store in the country. And a purchase price that doesn't require financing a vehicle for 7 years. For a buyer who uses a truck as a truck and refuses to pay a technology premium to own something that depreciates 20% the moment it leaves the lot, the math is difficult to argue with. The pre-screen loophole is not a shortcut. It's not a hack. It's a deliberate financial decision made by people who understand what a truck is actually supposed to do and refuse to pay $50,000 for the privilege of doing it. The trucks are out there. The data supports the move. The question is whether the way you use a truck actually justifies the cost of buying one new, or whether you've just been assuming it does without ever running the numbers. Run the numbers. If you want to see which specific late model trucks are sitting on dealer lots right now, collecting dust and coming with massive discounts because nobody wants them, that video is already up. Go check it out.